Greetings and salutations. Once more, we are here this evening to delve into the world of articulation, the world of action figures. Welcome to On the Peg with me, your host, the Mad Montreal Man. And this evening, we have a very special Mafex Monday. It was requested. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, I'm not losing my mind. I thought I'd have a little bit of fun there. After all, it is On the Peg. I'm your host, the Mad Montreal Man, and we're here to have some fun. Let's be honest. We're here to have some fun. And as that other persona basically said, hey, it's Mafex Monday, and today, as requested, I hope you're happy we're doing this one first before the other two. Just saying. Casey requested that we do this one today, so I figured why not? Let's get it out of the package. What, you don't know which one I'm talking about? Well, it's pretty obvious. We're doing Poison Ivy. And it's only obvious, of course, if you watched the special show we did yesterday, or the Friday show when I said we were doing Poison Ivy. Are you not paying attention? Are you? Or are you like all the people I've applied to, just ignoring me? That's right, I'm still not working. Yeah, 7 months! Oh, God, you love job hunting in this economy. But the good thing is I still have action figures like this one to take a look at. So what do you say we take Pamela out of her corporate plastic oil-based prison and let's take a look. After all, I do have Mr. Scalpel. Yes. Oh, here we go. Mr. Scalpel would be very happy if you come back after this close-up. Well, as you saw in the close-up, this is a really nicely detailed Poison Ivy. The face sculpt is amazing. It's a great face sculpt. I like the fact that, the ivy, like around the neck, the arms, and the legs, is removable. You could put it on, take it off. You could change whatever side you want to put it on. It's a really nice addition to an action figure. Because unlike the Poison Ivy we got so far from the DC Multiverse, which is basically the movie one where everything's kind of stuck on her, this is a nice way of doing an action figure that you could actually change things around. Really nice. Now, there are a couple things with this Ivy that I'm not too crazy about. But before we get to there, I will say I like the artwork on the inside of the box. It's really nice artwork. And we'll talk about of course, the base is a great base. I always like the Mafex bases. They've been good for the multiverse. Now, as for what's inside the box, well, let's take a look, shall we? Okay. To start off with, of course, you get the alternative head. It's basically the same face sculpt, but the hair goes off to the side. What you see in the picture on the box, I just prefer the hair going more straight down. You also get, it gets better. You get an accessory, which brings up a point too. You have a suitcase closed and a suitcase open, showing cash. The funny thing is, with all the extra hands you get, because you do get, of course, your 3 pairs of extra hands. You've got your punching hands, of course. You have the hands that she actually came with on are the open hands. And of course, I like to refer to these always as the jazz hands. You get the jazz hands. But not just that, you also get an extra hand, a left hand that's made to hold this money. Which is kind of funny because this hand doesn't hold the suitcase. There's no grabbing hands. There's nothing that actually can hold the suitcase, which is kind of in some ways, a bit of a letdown. Because you want an action figure that can actually hold something. You know, it's a complaint I've had with a lot of the multiverse as well, that, you know, you're making action figures that can only punch. But still, that's a good batch of accessories. Now, back to Ivy. Let's get into the things I really like about Ivy. I like the fact that the Ivy itself is not glued on. You decide where you want to put it. You can put it all on one side. You can put it in different combinations. I like that. Same with the arms. Same with the neck. You can have the one on the neck or not. The height. Well, the proportions are very good, except she does seem a little bit hippie, but apparently that's the thing. A lot of people like having more hippie action figures. It's a personal choice. I'm not too crazy about hips being the same. Well, in this case, the hips are a little bit bigger than the shoulders. Just saying. But no, it's a really nice sculpt. I like the color. I like the fact that it is a more comic book accurate Ivy. I also like the fact that we have a hand that I just like that. It's kind of like that. I also thought they were going for something with this hand, but I think they got the finger wrong. Just saying. But it is kind of fun. I put these hands on because I thought they were just kind of like a bit more interesting to have on an action figure. It's almost like, you know, as an environmentalist, she would probably be going to the corporate world, and the other gesture as well. So those are the good things I like about her. I really do like about it. Now, there are a few shortcomings, and I also do mean shortcomings is in the height. Obviously, I said it before, I prefer 7-inch action figures because I find there's just, you can put more detail into them. In some ways, they just seem to be the right size. I'm not a big fan of 6-inch figures. And when you get bigger than that, well, of course, when you go like to the 12-inch figures, those are expensive. So I like the 7-inch figures. And, you know, I wouldn't mind some that might be 8 inches too. I like that. So height-wise, it is a bit of a knock. But sort of like with the Huntress, maybe Multiverse will give us a proper Ivy in their universe eventually. I know the Huntress is coming, I think, in September or some point this year, which is nice. So the height does bother me a little bit. Another thing that bugs me is the shoulders. You really can see, you know, all the articulation. You can see the joints extremely well. They do sort of really show when you're posing in certain ways. So it's one of those things that just bugs me a little bit. But the good thing about that is if you go to one of those places that sells like stuff for hobbies, you could probably get some Ivy that's very close to this that you could drape over that to hide it, which I also think would be really nice. Another thing is, I said it before, there's no grabby hand. There's no hand that you can hold anything with, which is a bit of a shame because if you did go get some of that Ivy to do a nice little diorama with her, she has no hands to hold it with. It's a bit of a downside to that. So, but you know, those negatives aside, however, there's so much good with this. The face sculpt, like I said before, it is a great face sculpt. I love the face sculpt. I like the fact that the Ivy is movable. You can put it on, take it off. You can really change it around. You know, even though she is a bit hippie, and if you stand her with legs apart, it does look a bit weird. I will most likely stand her, you know, similar to the artwork on, well, the picture on the box, which is kind of nice. But I do like it. And, you know, there is one other issue with Ivy. You can really see that shoulder joint when you put it down. That I will bring up. And this is the thing that worried me the most about Ivy, is the small little pegs they use for the hands, feet, and neck Well, they're so small that when I changed the heads out to see which one I liked the best, I thought I was going to break the neck peg. It really is that small. It's the same for the hands. I found that the pegs are so small that you have to be very patient and gentle putting the hands in. So it's something I do give warning to, is that if you do get a Mafex, just be aware that there might be possible breakage if you go too fast, or if you try to, I don't know, not give it time to warm up a little bit so you can change the hands and feet, or with heads off. But yeah, it's just a bit of a heads up warning. Now, another thing that kills me, of course, is the price. For what you get, ow, it does hurt a little bit. You know, because if it was a 7-inch figure at that price, it would hurt, but not as much. The fact that I can't just go and put this in with my multiverse collection does bother me a little. But now that I have a few of these, I have a Mafex shelf going. Will I continue buying lots of Mafexes? Probably not. Probably not. Just because of the fact the price points do hurt, and I'm still not working, and I'm on a very tight budget. So Mafex is going to be the exception to the rule when I pick up a Mafex. And there's also another thing too. Well, I said it before, where there's a story that goes along with this. This was the first one that this happened to with. Because when I got this, you know, I did my usual. I paid for it online, paid the shipping, yada, yada, yada. When the delivery day came, I stayed home. Instead of going out and doing some stuff, I figured I'll stay home and wait for it because it's an expensive figure. It never showed up. Instead, I got a thing in my mail saying, Canada Post, come down, you owe 28 bucks. Really? How? How? Because everything I've gotten from Amazon before, no matter where it comes from, I pay the price, I pay the shipping, that's it. So I went down, had to pay the $28. Turns out it was customs and duty. Because unlike most sellers on Amazon, the seller for this one did not calculate that into the price, which made this action figure even more expensive. And this also happened with the Huntress. That happened a second time. And props to Amazon Canada. They basically said, okay, they should have included that in the price, because, you know, the majority of their sellers do that. They basically calculate anything like customs and duty into the price. So Amazon did sort of take care of it. They gave me a credit for the $28. They said they do the same thing for the second one, but I just haven't bothered with that yet because, you know, I'm not gonna you know, seem overly greedy. But it is a warning to you when you're ordering things like this from some companies in the States. Just a heads up, they might not include duty and extra charges. And they might not even give you a heads up about duty and extra charges. So that was something that was a bit of a ouch when you don't expect it. Now, do I regret having Ivy in my collection? Heck no. She's gorgeous. It's a beautiful, beautiful action figure. You know, the minor things I'm not happy with, like I said, a little bit of going to a hobby shop, getting some Ivy, putting that over. You could hide those type of things in time. Now, do I think she was worth the price? Not really. No. But still, at this point, I have her. It's done with. And before you ask me where I'm going to put Ivy, I have a Mafex shelf in another room. And right now we have, of course, we have Steel. We have WW84 Wonder Woman, basically. They're sort of like the back of the shelf. Huntress is at the front. Well, guess who's joining Huntress? Yes, Ivy will be front of the shelf. No doubt about it. I do like her. That's nice. Now, if they did a Power Girl, I might be tempted to get a Power Girl. But I'll wait till I have a job again, because 7 months in, still not working. My budget is, you know, very tight. As you can tell by the fact I still have to, you know, I still have pre-orders coming in. And of course, there's other stuff I pick up that might not have pre-ordered that, oh, this is new. Oh, it's a Chase. Let's not go there again, shall we? But no, that's it for today's show. Next week, I've already made my mind. Next week, we're doing the Mafex Catwoman. And the week after that will be, of course, the Mafex Cyborg Superman and the Multiverse Superman. So thank you for watching. And don't forget to tune in on Friday for the regular On the Peg episode. I'm not sure what figures I'll be doing on Friday. I'll decide on that day. I already know which sort of I'm leaning to. You know, I have an idea which ones I kind of want to do to get them done. But I might change my mind. You never know. That's the joy of being unscripted, unrehearsed, and of course, as always, I'm unsupervised. Totally, no one's watching. The editors left the room. But no, as always, you know I'm going to ask you. It's who I am. But please hit like if you haven't already. It makes me feel a bit better that, hey, you're getting a good laugh. You're enjoying the action figure at least. Maybe not my face, but the action figure. Just look at her. Look at Ivy. Ivy wants you to like the video. And if you've watched more than 3 of my videos, and you haven't done it yet, why? Tell me in the comments. Why? Why have you not hit subscribe yet? I'm kind of curious. But yeah, no, it's a nice hot day here. Hopefully it's nice weather for you. Hopefully you're not being stuck in any forest fires or floods or any other political unrest that's in the world. Because what we try to do here is we try to do our best to stay healthy. So should you. Physically, mentally, and emotionally, do your best, of course. Stay healthy. And even though it might hurt your pocketbook, it hurt mine. Ow! Budget out the window! But it's a good way, of course, when you have toys, to stay happy. Come on, stay happy. Just don't scratch. And last but not least, with everything going on in this world, the insanity, and we're talking about a lot of insanity in the world going on right now, personal problems, emotional problems, fake it till you make it. Put on that fake smile. I do it whenever I put the camera on. I just stare into the void of the lens. No, do your best, of course, to stay positive. You have to. You have to. Because honestly, if I got negative, like in front of the camera, you would have a very boring show. I probably wouldn't even do a show. Because this is my way of basically a little bit of mental health. Take a break from everything else. Take a break from the job hunting. Take a break from worrying about the world the way it's going. I take that break. This is my little way of finding something good every day. Or at least twice a week. To basically find some good. It's my way to stay positive, and I hope you find something as well. And that's it for this show. Thank you so much once more for watching, putting up with my antics, my craziness, the madness that is me. And let me know if you picked up an Ivy or any Mafex. Let me know what you think of your Mafexes. And hey, I wouldn't mind if you share a video to me. Send me a video. Hey, this is the Mafex I have. This is the Mafex I have. I would like to see that. But we still have 2 Mafexes to go. Then we're going to do some Marvel Mondays again. And then who knows what Mondays will be like. Hopefully they'll be working. I digress once more. But hope you guys have a great week. I will see you on Friday for On the Peg. Until then, take care of yourselves.